My guest today is one of my very good friends. He is a amazingly talented hip hop artist and rapper. He is a podcaster. He's a gamer, a streamer. He is one of my best friends. Give it up for my man Guyver, everybody. Woohoo! What's up, buddy?
What's poppin', my guy?
Dude, thanks for coming out for episode 2, man.
Thanks for having me. We did the test run a while ago, and that was awesome. But this is on another level.
Thank you, man. It's been a journey. You know, you've seen me go through this journey too, so
dude,
it feels good to be here. Step by step.
Step by step. It's awesome, dude. Glad to see it full circle, but I'm doing awesome, man. Slowly but surely, I'm making money again. So
good. Got
parts for the PC coming in, parts for the podcast coming in. So
that's awesome. You've been running a podcast out of your van.
Yeah, I've done 3 episodes so far. And it's fucking awesome.
Walk us through it a little bit. Like, tell some people about this podcast because I think it's really unique.
So it's still the Guycast, but due to COVID, I couldn't I got my camera and my recorder the month before COVID, and so when everything locked down, I wanted to interview people, but we didn't have a safe place to do it, or if it wasn't even safe to do it for the first couple months. So then it got to the point where people are doing them outside. I have long enough cables. I have a GoPro that can hit, a wide enough angle that we should be able to do this. So I did 3 of them, and it works.
That's awesome.
Right now it's just to make sure that people feel safe and that I have, anytime I want to, I can record a podcast. As long as I have a place to park my van, I can just come record and we can be outside, and it's been really cool. It's a new spin that I never thought that I would do. It just didn't I never thought let's go record outside. That sounds like the worst thing, but how we've done it, even during the day, it was windy at one point. It was at night one time. There was coyotes howling in the background, but just with some little bit of post effects, it's totally fine. So as of right now, that's what I'm doing. It's the only way that I can do the podcast besides this one that I'm doing with you, and then the one that I do with Jeremy at the Cosmic Soup, and that's for safety reasons,
Mm-hmm.
But it's awesome, man. It's really cool, and just to be able to talk to people who are waiting to talk about what they've been up to and the new projects that they have coming out, the new shows that we're about to start doing. It's been a real breath of fresh air after months and months of just trying to talk to people online, but it's not the same.
No, absolutely not. And I don't know when things are going to be the same. I was talking to Jeremy on about this on the last episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know when things are going to be the same again. That is, I don't know when we're going to be shoulder to shoulder, no masks. I don't think it's going to be for a long time. I really don't.
Yeah, it's weird to say, but mosh pits, are we going to be able to do in the local shows, but major venues, I don't think we're going to see it for a while until, the vaccine's all tip top 100.
Oh yeah. Make sure it works.
It makes your penis grow. Until the vaccine is 100% the greatest, I think people are just going to be a little scared. I'm doing a show on the 20th, and from everything that I know, you can't be in groups larger than 5. You have your own set station. You get a little circle, just hang out there. Unless you need to go to the restroom or whatever. You can't share blunts, you can't share drinks. Just hang out with your peeps, enjoy the show. And let's just try and make this work until we can show, hey, I think it's cool. It's so strange because you go down, my mom lives near downtown, so I drive through there, and there's people drinking and eating.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to restaurants. You sit down, you take your mask off, but I'm talking people at the bar. When you're waiting for a drink at the bar, there's people shoulder to shoulder right there. There's a lot of people they do the mask below the
nose
thing,
chin diapers.
I'm just hoping that we start to either adapt or the vaccine works, that's the only thing right now. I don't think that normal is going to come around for, maybe a year or 2, but that doesn't mean that we can't have fun, that we can't do things safely. I think people are just so used to being real sloppy with it. I just think that even dive bars, just get some Purell, step it up a little.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. It's not like we're asking you to reconstruct your whole business around your actual space. Don't put up different walls. Just put in some more, more signs and separate some people. I'm just really curious to see what comes next.
Yeah, it's a weird time, man. A lot of these places are just trying to stay alive, including venues. Venues are having a really hard time right now. That's frightening right now.
They're booking. I mean, Marquis got shows booked for November.
That's true. Who's playing in November?
Neck Deep and Nothing Nowhere.
I guess that's a while from now, though. I was
Yeah,
trying
so
to think what month it was.
I'm buying my tickets because I'm hoping. See, like I have hope. They tell us we have a little table. You fucking stay at this table. I'll stay at that table. Like the problem is people who can't handle this shit. You know, they get a little too boozy, and they start wandering or start chatting with the other people. Like, just go out, and I think people should take going to these concerts and going to these events, like, just appreciate them more and follow rules more so than like, oh, this is a chance to like get crazy. Like, this is a chance to experience something that we've been deprived of, and until we can respectfully do it safely, they're not gonna let us do it how we used to. Like festivals, is that what, like, all these things that I'm just not sure how we're gonna do it if we don't show that we can do it correctly.
I think it's going to take a lot of being creative too. My cousin went to a drive-in festival.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
when she was stopping through like around my birthday.
That seems cool. You
Yeah.
get your car. Then you have your car too. You
Yeah.
get all your bring in some snacks.
Good snacks.
Yeah, and you just
Drugs,
hang out by your
snacks,
car.
drugs.
Snacks that are in the form of drugs.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I'm totally down to do a drive-in show. Like, if it was something that venues are trying to do, buy a fucking drive-in movie theater and start booking them shows, dude. That's the perfect way to socially distant. You have audio. If no one wants, you could roll your windows up and have a private concert in your car.
Yep.
Like that's what they're doing with comedy. That's what Bert's been doing. So
Yeah.
why can that not work with venues?
I wonder how that's where, like, are they going off a PA or do you tune your radio? I heard you tune your
Both.
radio. Both?
Both, yeah. You can hear, like, they have speakers going, but if you roll your cars up, you can listen inside as well. Because there's a lot of comedians doing it now. Nate Bargatze's doing it in Tennessee.
What you got here, Justin? What you looking at?
This is a list of drive-in concerts that are happening sometime soon.
Oh, nice. Hey, if you do control and
The Beach
use
Boys.
the scroll up, you'll be able to zoom in a little bit, or you can just read off a little bit
There you go.
if you don't mind. Ooh, wow. Think
Sublime's coming.
Sublime.
Yeah, you got 311 playing in Phoenix. Beach Boys are playing. Sublime with Rome.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, not necessarily
Not
Beach
necessarily
Boys.
Sublime.
I mean, Sublime with Rome, I've seen them at the State Fair. They're pretty good.
They were trash when I saw them at the State Fair.
But
oh my
we're
gosh.
probably next to each
Third Eye
other.
Blind.
Third Eye Blind.
But see,
Wow.
if these do good, they will see, like, hey, we just made a bunch of money, and, like, we can totally...
What did that say? Gore?
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rockers Gore.
Imagine that, dude.
And then you got
Imagine
Snoop
how
Dogg
crazy
playing in
the-
Ventura.
Snoop. Oh wow. Okay, so these things are really.
Imagine how crazy their set is going to be when they have a full fucking
Yeah.
drive-in stage to mess with. That's going to be awesome. So I think that's a good, cool, like, little creative way we can get shows back on the road. So if anyone wants to
How many
help.
drive-ins are in? How many drive-ins are here?
I know of one in Glendale. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's
the one. They do
the
swap
one I've
meets
heard of.
there and shit.
Do they really?
Yeah. It's a cool spot. It's a good swap, you know?
You hear about the press room?
No, what happened?
Press room got in a lot of trouble apparently.
What?
I saw. I think they had a local show, but I don't even know if it was like a showcase or something. But dude, they were shoulder to shoulder, no mask, fucking bah bah bah, just fucking going crazy and shit. They had fucking people on stage and shit.
Did they just have a bunch of videos and shit or what?
Oh, dude, it was huge. It was. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't hear about it or anything. But yeah, apparently they are in some trouble right now. I got to pay some fines and go through some. Check the. I don't know. Someone's got to check on them. Pretty much, this is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw they got in some trouble.
Damn. Did Jeremy talk about the pop punk alt show that he threw at the graffiti house in downtown?
No.
Yeah, so he knows a lot more details. Apparently it's on the Cosmic Soup recording Facebook page, but he helped run a live like show for like a bunch of like alternative hip hop artists.
Yes, he did tell me this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he said it went really good, and yeah, I checked out some of the footage and it looked cool. I'm really interested to see like what the city thinks of that, because it's more of a pass by show. You know, you don't like. I think that's cool. Like a lot more like, hey, I'm just gonna fucking do this show. We're gonna record it, and then we'll just put it out. Like, unless it gets shut down in the middle of the performance, like, dude, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna knock this shit out. But they obviously had to have permission from Bud's Glass Joint, the smoke shop right there. Like, there had to have been some planning into it. They didn't just come out there with generators and shit. But that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I would check that out.
It's almost like what do they call it when you drive through all the like Christmas lights? You just get the
Glendale glitters.
I think so. Yeah,
Glendale glitters
like
of alt bands.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
So what's going on with music, buddy? I know you put out a single a few months ago now.
Yeah. So I went ahead and I released a couple new. So we released a new song for Team 7. So Super Zero came out. People digging it.
Can you explain to people what Team 7 is?
So I have Guyver. My name's Guyver. That's my hip hop artist. It's my solo name. A lot more boom bap nerdy. Oh shit. A lot more boom bap nerdy shit. And then I started a little collective with a singer and my producer, who's also my drummer, and we go by Team 7 from Naruto. And it's like the classic emo, like Blink-182 meets the fucking auto tune, you know?
Yeah.
Just emo, alternative, pop punk, hip hop. And right now we just released a new single called Super Zero, which is doing cool. It's doing numbers in Germany. Like there's like a small little cul-de-sac in Germany that just keeps playing it. Germany and the Ukraine. I'm not sure what's going on with their music scene, but they're stuck in the early 2000s right now and they're digging our shit.
That's awesome.
And then Guyver, I just released my actual song.
Yeah, you got it up here on. Yeah, so it's all on Spotify right here, right? That's the newest one right there.
Yeah. So I just released a self-titled. It's the first song I ever wrote. So it's about like a full song. All my songs prior were just like verses I pieced. This one I'm like, hey, I'll write a song about
your boy.
Me. Hey, what's up, demons? It's your boy.
What's up, demons? It's me, your boy.
Yeah,
nice, dude.
But I've got I was practicing on the way here. I've got a couple one takes that I'm about to do. So with Jeremy from the Cosmic Soup, it's so cool. It ties right into the last episode. He's gonna help me record some one takes of just like ciphers, 1 minute, just like 16 bars, maybe 32, depends. Just going hard, really no hooks, nothing, just boom bap shit. I'm just rapping because I've been doing a lot of the Team 7 stuff and it's so fun to write. I've been learning how to play bass so I can actually play the songs live too and just give that full band aspect. But I need to, take a break from both of them, vice versa. So the boom bap stuff helps me just get all that. I'm a devil killing these people, yeah. And then I go back and I'm like breakups and skateboarding. But the new stuff that I'm writing, it's just so fun, man. I'm just having so much fun not having to like, I gotta put all of this into one thing. It's like, no, I can separate the two. And it's making it so much easier to write because before I was struggling because sometimes I didn't want to write boom bap.
Yeah, what has writing been like during this time? I mean, I personally, I play in a couple bands and writing for me is like writing about a lot of life experiences or things I've done and like when life is not happening, I don't feel like writing as much nearly.
Yeah, very similar. I write about what I'm doing, so now the Team 7 stuff's been easier because you can, like, all the Team 7 stuff that I write, it's not necessarily stuff I've gone through. It's like hypothetically putting myself in situations of like people going into high school or new college freshmen and stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, what if I was like a broke guy, but I worked at a coffee shop,
Yeah.
Just doing that stuff so it's easy, like writing exercises.
Trying to write from another perspective.
Yeah, but again, it's pop punk, so I'm just basically writing the same song over and over and over again, different ways. So I'm trying to find a new way to come up with being broke and an artist and broken up with and skateboarding and drinking. So it's these cool little puzzles of like, all right, now I'm going to mix these experiences and now I'm combining hip hop into the pop punk, so I'm rapping halfway through the verses, so it's a cool little jumble. But as far as writing, I've been going to like super reference like heavy since I've been watching so many shows. I've been like trying to just fit them into things like the new stuff that I'm watching. Like, dude, I can't stop watching Schitt's Creek on Netflix. So they took The Office off Netflix. So first of all, fuck you. And
Dude, so many people are upset about that.
I don't know what to do with my life, you know? Because it's the instant thing. If I'm not listening to instrumentals or a podcast, I'm just watching The Office, you know? It just was on all the time. And now it's not. So I've been watching different shows, watching some anime, you know, getting back into that. Anime isn't helping, dude. Anime has been like, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, forgot this is
As someone that
fucking
smokes a lot of
shit,
weed,
dude.
like for someone that smokes a lot of weed, I'm really glad that Netflix just got the Demon Slayer dubbed.
You fucking.
Now you need to stop fucking the mic up. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry, man. I'm really clumsy.
But I'm glad that they just got Demon Slayer dubbed on Netflix, only because I get so stoned I'll pass out squinting at the fucking at the subtitles. I really will, bro. I'll just start reading them, and then boom,
That's
I'm
fucking
fucking
funny.
out, bro. And I wake up and it's the end of the episode, and they're like, no. I'm like, what?
Oh, he's doing the stands again. Yeah, that's the. I feel the same with Hulu. Just I don't know if they just finished the whole thing or they just happened to wrap up the series now, but they just dubbed Fire Force, which is the creators of Soul Eater, and it's fucking
Good.
badass,
I
dude.
have to check that one
dude,
out.
the audio, like not just the music. The music's awesome. The intro is one of the best at least for me, top 10 anime intros of all time. It hits. It slaps. I don't know if you can pull it up for a split second just for
What
us
is
to
it?
hear. It's the Fire Force intro, just the opening,
I don't know.
the opener. We'll listen to it later.
Yeah, we'll listen
But,
to it later. I don't want to get in trouble on our
yeah.
second episode of the podcast.
But the intro and then the sound, like the sound design, this dude uses fire out of his feet, and it sounds like like a goddamn jet. It's awesome.
Dude.
It's so cool. Also, Castlevania, dude. I just started to, for whatever reason, I've been sleeping on a lot of these Netflix animes, and I'm like, some of them been hit and miss. I watched Beastars, and that made me feel weird. I was attracted to wolves and bunnies for a minute. And
Dude,
then now I'm
Making
watching
some weird
Castlevania.
fetishes for kids right now, like putting a lot of
Yeah.
trauma on the.
There's a lot of dude. Like there's the show about being a white blood cell. You know, there's just a lot of
Yeah.
weird ones out there that I'm just like, okay, and it looks kind of cool. That's the weird part. I'm like, I don't know what's good and what's not. But Castlevania, dude, badass.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that one. And then my roommate just recently made me watch. I think it's called The Great Pretender on Netflix.
I've seen a lot of thumbnails for that shit. What's it about?
Dude, it's almost like Ocean's 11 in an anime.
Whoa.
Like, you know what I mean?
Are they trying to rob an evil dude?
All the time.
Yes.
Not
Oh,
just,
different
not-
heists?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's not a movie. It's a series.
No, it's a series, and about how they're like conning all these like billionaires, and like
Are they like orphans and shit? Are they all 15?
they all have like a crazy story, but no, they're not all like 50. That's what's also super awesome about it. Like, not everyone's like, I'm 12.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Dude, the fucking. Have you seen the
This
Invaders?
is it
Zim?
right here. Yeah, this one right here. It's pretty dope, if you ask me.
That cover art looks so different than the thumbnail you see when you're, at least on my phone, when you're scrolling through to just watch it, because that looks pretty cool. I was gonna try. And
It
find
was
but
really cool, man. I really
that looks awesome. The art style looks good too. That's a lot of people ask, like, because I don't even want to say picky, because like I've watched some weird looking shit. Like do you remember Gundam SD?
yes, of course.
Okay. I watched that and I was like, hell yeah, dude. But there's just some art styles that I just can't get into, and I like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's dope. And I think you'll like the soundtrack too, because the soundtrack and music is very
Is it jazzy?
it's very Cowboy Bebop-y.
Yeah,
Yes, dude.
I can feel
it's
it.
fantastic.
I could feel it in my loins.
Yeah. Austin, could you grab me one of those beers, buddy? If you got a second? Thank you. Yeah, dude, it was a really good watch. I binged, I think there's 3 seasons if I remember right, but I binged it.
Let me ask you a goddamn question right now, sir. Have you watched the new Attack on Titan.
No, I have not. Please don't spoil it.
So just PSA for everyone out there, just go watch it. Okay? Just go watch it. I'm finally back. I'm an Attack on Titan fan again because I've just been bored for the past 2 years, and now I'm like, yeah, bitch. But okay, I just wanted to get a.
Yeah, no, don't.
No, I just wanted to get a little.
Don't do it.
A little ping where you were.
I'm a little behind right now.
It's all Gucci. I'm behind on fucking My Hero. I'm behind on some shows.
Yeah, My Hero. I didn't get into My Hero.
You gotta really be. I call it like it's a comic book. It's a manga that knows it's a manga. It's like, hey, I'm really fucking extra. Like more so than just like a hey, this is a cool show that happens to be a Japanese animation. Like no, we're fucking fully aware. It's super meta, and it's all Gucci, man. It's very childlike. I get so like whimsical. Anytime there's trumpets, like dude, Overwatch. You don't play Overwatch, right?
I remember when it first came out, I played it, but man, what a fucking toxic community of people.
Yeah. If you want to kill yourself, play Overwatch. The intro every time gets me. I'm like, I get hella inspired, tear up. That shit slams. That's a slapper right there.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I putting all this together has put me behind on a lot of shows, I guess, and I find myself as well with my girlfriend. She's like, I've never watched Naruto. I really want to. I'm like, you want to watch Naruto?
Do you want to dedicate your life?
Here we go.
Yeah, dude, that's great because now you get to see the reactions of people during these like epic moments and stuff.
And especially when like first episode kicks off and you're seeing characters that might not be in other episodes.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, man. I remember when you was alive. That was dope. This is cool. But yeah, anime's been a huge thing that I've been using lately to like, oh yeah, I'll just write about that. Like I just wrote like I'm writing this new song. I had this verse, right, that I use for I would call it like a impromptu writing session. This girl, Jamie, she had a bunch of us come through. Jamie Cornelia, go check out her music. She's an amazing hip hop artist. She got a bunch of us together to just write on a bunch of beats on this Google Drive. And so we all just chilled, smoked, drank, pre-COVID, and we got to pick a beat and then we wrote to it. And I wrote this dope verse and I had written it down in a notebook and I lost my notebook. But the verse is out there somewhere and I can't find it. But I remember just the first 2 bars. I don't remember anything else, but I remember the first 2 bars. So I wrote those 2 bars down. I'm like, well, let me just recraft. Let me see if I can samurai sword this shit. Because that's honestly most of what my songs are. My songs go me writing 6 verses, and then I just condense them down into 2.
Have you seen, Justin, could you help me look this up? There is a Netflix anime. And it's what it is. It is an album front to back with no dialogue in it, and it's by Sturgill Simpson and his band. Maybe if you Google just Sturgill Simpson and his band anime, I think it comes up. It's on Netflix. It is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And like everything you're saying, it's got like so many like bluesy style stuff and like organs. What the hell is it called? It's called.
Let's peep it.
Yeah, let me fucking see if I can find it myself. But it is so good. Give me just a second here.
No, it's all good.
It's so they Sturgill Simpson and his band were on Joe Rogan's podcast. And it was so amazing to hear. It's called
Is it right there? Sound Fury?
Sound Fury. That is exactly what it's called.
He's trying to drag it over.
Yeah, he's trying to drag it over. He's doing his best. Just drag it all the way to the left. You can do it.
I believe in you.
Yeah, you can get it, Justin. Oh, well. But it's called Sound Fury. There it is. Yep. That right there, that was so sick. First of all, this album is sick front to back, and that's all that this is.
Is there lyrics?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's lyrics.
Oh.
And it's fantastic.
Oh, I'm gonna have to peep it, dude.
This is so worth the watch. I think.
Okay.
How long is it, Justin? Like an hour or something like that? Does it say up there? I think it's only like
It's
an hour.
41 minutes.
41 minutes? All right,
I'm
yeah.
gonna peep it, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke some weed and check that out. That looks
Yeah,
awesome,
you should
man.
eat some mushrooms and watch it. It's fucking
Oh,
insane,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
I ate some mushrooms, bro, and watched that shit. It was insane,
Oh
dude.
shit.
There's a lot of really dope animation, and the soundtrack
That
is
looked awesome,
absolutely
dude.
to die for.
That fucking
Yeah.
just the whole samurai aspect. I'm a sucker for samurais, dude. If there's a samurai, I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out.
Dude,
Yeah,
so
I'll look into it.
I know that you write, like, just like you were saying, you know, you watch these things and start interpreting them into your writing and wordplay and things like that. So that's how your wordplay works out. How has the other sides of your production worked out as far as beats and instruments? How does that part usually go from you or go for you? And what is it like from now to before COVID?
So now it's a lot harder just because of where it came from. My beats all come from either YouTube. I'll find a similar beat. I'll find a song that I like, a famous song that I like, and I'll find the instrumental for that. And then we'll take it over to my producer, who's my drummer. Shout out to Snooty Productions.
Hey, yo.
He's a producer, an
Awesome
artist.
guy. Awesome guy.
He's awesome. He's a fucking killer on the drums and just in general when it comes to, you know, audio engineering. So I'll give him a beat and he's like, okay, well, here's that guitar part. Let's change it up. You know, let's put a little twang on it. And then he'll simulate the bass. It's always super simple, but the drums he'll either do live or he'll put in live, but he'll make them better. You know, I go for cadence. I'm always looking for tempo or cadence. That's where I start. Honestly, I think you should be able to rap on anything. You should be able to sing on anything, but I go off of the drum.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I'm not very melodic. I'm very like music deaf. It's hard for me to differentiate a piano and a bass guitar, which sounds dumb, but sometimes like I just can't catch it sometimes. Sometimes it's so obvious, but if I were to break it down, I'm like, I think that's a synth. It could be a trumpet. I don't know. I just can't really differentiate for very specific stuff, but he catches it, you know? Like if I studied it, I'm like, all right, I think this is it. But he knows, like he can hear the song and just play it. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you a robot? Are you sent here to kill us? So when I find a beat that I like, we deconstruct it, build it back up. And then now with the Team 7 stuff, I'm learning to play the bass so that way when we play it live, I'm fucking playing the bass. And then I can have it on the track so that way when I do my rap and stuff, because I'm struggling hard. I can play the hooks while I'm playing. I can't rap and play the bass yet.
That sounds
really
ridiculously hard.
Really difficult just because you're on a different thing. Because I'm learning the bass. It's not like I know it.
Right.
If I knew it and I knew my verse, it'd be different. I know my verse, so that's not the hard part. I'm just like, boom, boom. You know?
What made you,
It's so simple.
of all the things you could have picked up, especially as a performer, you know, a lot of hip hop artists will maybe try to pick up guitar or piano or something like that. How many times are you going to fucking hit that microphone?
I'm just gonna push it away
Jesus
from you,
Christ, bro.
I'm sorry.
Don't touch your face. It's COVID, for
I'm
Christ's
sorry.
sakes.
It's my hair. It's fucking.
Your hair is nowhere as close to the mic as your hands are.
It's so luscious. No, so when it came to choosing an instrument, I've been trying to play an instrument since I was a baby. I could just like in the crib, I was like, give me that fucking piano.
Yeah.
I always wanted to mess around with stuff. When I was in 4th grade, played the flute like everyone. When I got to 5th grade, I believe, I started playing the trumpet. So 5th until like 10th grade, I just played the trumpet, but I wanted to play the drums or guitar. So my mom bought me a guitar. Didn't know, like I got tabs, but they just didn't break it down for my dumbass brain. Like they just did F's and G's, and if they could have just put 1s and 2s, it was weird.
You learn the right way. Yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't have the
So
right teacher.
I didn't have anyone who was really able to teach me, so I kind of just let it sit there and just picked it up occasionally. Then I thought, I'm like, keys. Let me try keyboards. This is easy. And like a lot of people under oath and shit, you know, they're fucking rocking keys now. Let me see if I can pick this up. And YouTube's out now, so I can learn this way. But I joined a band, started playing, but then we broke up, and then I just never had a reason to play these keyboards anymore. Then I became a rapper, you know, full circle, just trying everything. Now I'm just no instrument. Fuck playing something. I'm just using my voice now. I knew I couldn't play guitar. I picked it up. My grandpa tried to teach me, and I have like a little bit of arthritis in my hands, so
Right.
like I have to take a break from gaming. Like it just hurts a little. So when it came to practicing guitar, if I was not super into the song, I didn't want to go through like, oh, this hurts. I don't want to do this. When I started to learn the bass lines to the new Team 7 stuff, I'm like, I can't play the keys. I don't want to fucking play the guitar. Let me see what the bass line is. And so my producer showed me, and it just fucking snapped. Like I was like, I got this. I can do this. This is totally obtainable. It's not crazy. Like it's fun. I'm still on stage, and my favorite band's Blink-182, and instantly I'm like, dude, Mark Hopkins, like he's a bass player. I'm a bass player now. So ever since then, I've just been practicing every day. I know 2 songs. I'm working on my 3rd, and the biggest part is just learning the bass and playing at the same time. So I give so much kudos to people who constantly play and sing. You know, it's fucking crazy. I can't believe it, dude.
It's crazy.
It's impossible. I'm gonna say you guys are doing something. It's crazy. I can't believe it.
There's a day when you start getting over that hump. You know, it takes a while for sure.
Yeah.
But like, even I still struggle with it. I don't know how Streetlight Manifesto, like, he's playing ridiculous speeds and chords and rapping. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it.
Yeah, that's so I've been practicing, dude. I'm practicing like in the car at stoplights. Like I don't have the bass with me, but like I'm practicing my finger placements, and even then I'm like, I'm doing this nonstop. And when I'm like, if I'm not writing, if I'm not playing a game, when I'm at work, because I work from home, doing my finger things, and I know my verse. That's the best part. My verse is that I can blindfolded, running, jumping. I know my verse, which is the best part. But this bass shit, dude, it's hard keeping on key, because if I fuck up with a rap, I can stumble my way in.
Yeah.
But I can't do it so far with the bass. So
Yeah, even just
it's very, very fulfilling to finally like get one down.
yeah, even just like you say, playing a little air guitar, but trying to rap and pretend to pluck at the same time. You see how challenging it is. It's
like this thing.
yeah, rub your stomach, pat your head, or something like that. That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it feels like, man. But I'm talking about fucking skateboarding. It's cool though, dude. I've never felt more like we're doing it. We're about to hit a new type of performance that a lot of people, when they would see us live, they're like, this is cool. Especially with the drums. Not many people are doing exactly what we're doing with the kind of music that we're bringing, pop punk back. It's not just straight alt emo. There's 2 steps, dude. We're eventually gonna get breakdowns. Like I want to get heavy Team 7 shit going, but right now we're in a cool little 90s skate pop punk era, and
It seems like the writing is really flowing between you and Z too. It seems like it's a really good wave to ride off of for what Team 7 is evolving into and what it is now. It seems like a really good spot.
Yeah, and it's crazy is you would never like looking at both of us. It's like that one old book. Remember the dude who put the small guy on his shoulders? Do you remember that book? It's an old like grade school book or whatever. But looking at both of us, this motherfucker towers over me and just looks a little gangster, and then I'm just in a tactical vest and Naruto shit.
I like it.
And
I like the
they're like-
Keyblade too.
Yeah, and they're like, they're not in a pop punk band. But, we just go back and forth. Like, the writing is so seamless. Now we're just trying to make the music. Like, if we could make our own music, we'd have even more songs. But we're having to find, like I said, tempos and then build off of those and then change the melodies and all that stuff. But slowly but surely, just the 2 songs that I'm learning on the bass, I'm like, I'm messing around. I'm going off grid. I'm like, let me try this little combo out. It's like fighting games. I'm like, all right, well, let me go down a chord and then change this. I'm like, okay, no, that sounded like shit.
Changing your tactic.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's just so fun to be getting to a point where when you come to see me live, I'm gonna be making the beat and then singing and rapping and shit over it with a drummer. Like, it's gonna be so cool. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think there are 2 types of really scary shit when it comes to performing. One is being by yourself. I've always
the absolute worst.
yeah. I usually, I love performing with my bands more than me just getting up there like solo acoustic or whatever. So
do you do acoustics very often?
I will. I like to do them in a duo. Like, I mean, depending on what I'm doing, because especially in the two bands that I'm in, I play in Rundown Roommates, and Elliot Diggs sings a lot of stuff with me, and our dynamic in singing and even him playing, he's a really talented guy when it comes to the bass guitar, and even guitar, drums, mandolin, harmonica. He is just one talented guy. So having him do some either backing chords or little solo stuff like that while backing me up on vocals, and he sings a lot of stuff too. So it sounds weird when I sing his parts sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm obviously not him. And I don't know, when it comes to stuff like that, I can play a few by myself, but I don't like to. Yeah. I like me and Elliot wrote those songs together, And that's the way I really like to play them, and I don't like to play squared songs by myself. That's for sure. I'd rather, I barely sing on them. Gio
it's
sings.
Different. Yeah, it's different.
And I have a few, songs that I can play that I've written and whatnot by myself, but
you usually got a wingman with you or something.
I love my buddies, man. Yeah. Like, those are my buddies.
It's a little hard when you're just the guy. Like I'm literally the one dude. If like I don't have a DJ or producer with me, especially coming up. It costs money, to be honest. Like, of course. I don't really have the guy who's just about it, that wants to come along. So I like to pay for services, and if I can't pay for it, it's just me. Which is where I started. I got to do something with this microphone.
Yeah, just fucking.
So what I do is I'll just bring like my cell phone or a laptop, flash drive, or whatever, plug it in and go. But when I do have someone on there with me, dude, it changes everything. It's like night and day. I still get nervous, but not crippling. Like, yeah, just immobilizing fear. So it's so great to do the Team 7 stuff, especially like if I have a set, I'll start off with the band, and then I'll branch off and do solo shit. And then if I have the drummer,
is he just on?
It's just a completely different level.
I played with a hip hop artist, shout out Joel Matthew, for when we first started. We were kids, you know what I mean? And yeah, we were fucking children. That is like a real thing. We were like 17, 18 years old, still in high school. And we were trying to sell 21 and up tickets to all of these little clubs that none of our friends could get into ever. Mm-hmm. You had to be a fucking adult. And we were kids. And we were trying to sell tickets to this shit. And he went all out. You know what I mean? He hired a drummer, another guitar player, a DJ, myself, and that really does change a dynamic, especially with a hip hop artist, because I don't even know how. Some of them are so good at it too, but just to go up there by yourself and get a whole crowd hyped,
it's like a hypnosis, man. You just get wrapped up into the rhythm, like. Dude, and if someone has a nice hook, a good chorus, you're fucked. Like, I've seen like super kind of like calm people, and they hear a crazy ass hook with a dope ass beat, or just like a crazy breakdown that comes in, and they're just like, I think I'm gonna punch someone in the face right now. Like I think I'm about
someone's about to get hurt.
Yeah, like yo, somebody hit somebody. Like I love and I miss going to shows so much. That's why I'm so stoked for the show on the 20th. It's going to be completely socially distant, but like, dude, I'll get your little circle bunk. I'll get your little circle buck, dude.
All good? Yeah, you need to move that a little bit, Austin. Is it in camera shop? There you go, buddy. Just aim it at you like that.
This is because I am a child.
Yeah, you are a child. Just don't hit the mic.
I'm trying, man. I've been waving my hands a lot. I got all these gestures. I feel like a fucking wizard, dude. Well, you know why? I'm fucking amped. I'm about to go play D&D, and like, I'm ready,
dude. So okay, just give a little layout of D&D. I mean, I think we all like have a little idea of what it is. You got what you have is you have a tabletop Skyrim. and everything that you do is depicted by a roll of dice and choices that you make.
Yes.
Do you prefer to? Are you a dungeon master? Is that you? Is that
I've DM'd. I've GM'd as well, which is just the game master. If you're not playing D&D, I've played a handful of spin-offs. You know, there's cool little board games you can buy, card games where you get dealt a class, is your hit points and shit.
sounds extremely complicated.
No, the point of those card games and board games are it's easy. You don't need a crazy system to calculate. You don't need to do too much.
Is this you right here being fucking
That's
dungeon
me.
master?
Hey, that's me. Hey, I am dungeon master right there.
Look at you.
So my buddy Georgie Boy and his wife, they came down from Washington.
Do you go out on this get up every weekend? You got
Oh yeah, dude, I got my cloak in the car.
That's
I
what I'm
got-
fucking talking
I
about,
got
homie.
ears. I got some ears, you know, elven ears, because my class, I always play a half elf, half orc. I don't take any properties from the orc class, just for the people, for the purist. It's simply just for aesthetics. I like to have the undertusk.
Austin, are you a purist? Austin's not a purist.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go play some dice. You basically just tell stories, and you're like, hey, I want to do something.
I played
You just
once or
roll-
twice.
You just
It's-
roll some dice.
I played once or twice, like pretty fucking drunk. It was actually a lot of fun. I
It's
actually
like,
had a lot more fun than I thought.
It's like nerdy poker or something.
Yeah, it kind of it's like
You just sit
it's like
around and
really
fucking-
nerdy Yahtzee.
You're like, all right, I'm gonna gamble if I can do this backflip. If I don't, I'm gonna be fucked. And then you make fun of your friends and eat a lot of snacks, pretzels and shit. It's awesome, man. I just feel like a kid. I got a cape and shit.
That's awesome.
My buddy bought a giant ass sword. His character's he's literally a giant. Like he's a Goliath, and so
So y'all make your own characters, right?
yeah, we got to choose our own characters this time. We're running through a specific book. So the book, anyone can play this story.
Okay.
So you could look online and we could see where it ends. I don't because I want to play it. But other people have gone through it, and so it's how we would react to it. And the different encounters that come across it all depend on what we do, how much we investigate, whether we jump or dodge, if we go left or right, if we attack this guy who's given us information, or if we, help him get his son back from the orcs. There's a lot of decision making, a lot of role playing, but there's definitely more like, all right, I want to shoot that dude in the face, dude. And then you just roll and see if you do it.
How long do you guys usually play for? Like, what is
Like 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours?
Yeah, so like my session starts at 6. We usually end around 11.
That's insane.
But it goes by like this, dude. Like sometimes we're like, you want to go another hour? Like, I ain't got shit to do. Let's go. And it's because the way the combat works is everything happens in, like, say there's 6 of us. When everyone attacks, that's only 6 seconds in real time. So once everyone does their cool moves and shit, or falls, or gets hit by a creature, that's just 6 seconds of combat. And then we go back into it, dude. It's fucking so cool.
That sounds like good times, man. That sounds like really good times. So check this out. Let's just say, and I'm just being devil's advocate here, but maybe we go into another lockdown, or
Lockdown room.
lockdown roommates. Hashtag lockdown roommates.
Yeah. Go put it code lockdown.
But I personally don't think we're going to be seeing stages come back to the way they used to be for a very long time. I hate to be that guy, but I strongly just believe that.
No.
And what are the new outlets right now? Like you're streaming video games, you have music video, like you're doing podcasts. What do we do? What do we do as
stream
entertainers?
shows.
That's the biggest thing. What do we do as entertainers that are used to being on stage? How have you dealt with it, and what do you think is like working for you right now?
Right now, practicing, hoping that shows are coming back. Like I said, I got booked for a show on the 20th. We'll see how it goes. It has to be in like they're not even announcing the address because they're scared of it being shut down. But we're trying to be safe, so we just want an opportunity to see if we can do it. I'm hoping that if for whatever reason we get locked down again, like, hey, no shows, no concerts, it's just not happening, we have to do live shows. We've got to do it. We have to challenge each other to put on a better live show than the other person. So then that way people are then like, yo, dude, you got to have a better you have to have a better live setup than that last person. And then now we have companies and peoples and collectives who are now putting on collective live sets. So there's people doing it right now that every week they got a new artist coming onto their set that they've built specifically for live sets, and they just give them a platform and they just go. So I think a lot more of that, pop-up shows, individual pop-up shows, those are going to be, very essential. And I think it's a little, I don't even want to say cliche, but I think backyard shows need to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, not huge fucking Project X bangers
Like private parties, maybe.
yeah, like, dude, like, just a couple, 20 people, 25 people, I just think that intimate sets they're better than no sets.
I agree. Intimacy is a huge part of something you want from your crowd as a performer. It's something. It's almost like one of those highs you chase. Yes, you can put out the music. Yes, you can put out the music video. But the intimacy you get with the crowd when you're doing well, man.
Yeah, and then we integrate, breaking bread with people. Like, we need to start to show that it's okay to be around people if you're safe about it, and if you do it correctly. Like, there's something that comes from watching someone do something that they've been practicing for who knows how many hours, who knows how many days, just for this one 15, 10, 20, 30-minute set, and you can't replace that. There's no live stream show. There's no drive-in only show without, being able to get outside. There's nothing that comes to being that close to someone who's that passionate about what they do. And for the meantime, until we get the big venues, because Marquee's booked in November, and we'll see how that goes and how they handle that. I think we just need to just be grateful with what we have, and really appreciate when we can see just a live set, any form of live set, just try and adapt as artists and understand that we're not used to this and that it's different, but we're doing our best, and, it's a two-way street.
Do you think there's other tools maybe we'll start finding ourselves utilizing, like as far as maybe video content or...
Dude, TikTok, man. TikTok is huge. Like, there's a guy I saw a TikTok about a guy who he made a fucking, like a pirate shanty. It's like an ocean sailor thing.
It's the pirate shanty like challenge, isn't it?
Something like that. But he, from the story, a record label reached out to him because of that one thing, because he got over like 100 million views.
Shut the fuck up. I think I know what video you're talking about. Didn't you send that to me last night, Austin? It's called like the Pirate Shanty Challenge or whatever, and like... Is that...
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you sent me something like that. Yeah, right? Yeah, so Austin sent me this like TikTok the other night of this dude making like Green Day songs or whatever into pirate shanties. It was pretty dope. But
so, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's the kind of to bring it full circle, that's the reason that I'm doing these 3 new one takes. They're all exactly 60-second bars. So that way when I'm going to make a video, on YouTube, Facebook,
right,
but I'm going to cut it and post and put them on TikTok and Instagram. So now people are passing along these 60 seconds of me just spitting bars. So, and it's the whole song. The whole song is 60 seconds. So my new, couple of tracks that are going to come out, a lot of them are going to be literally 1 minute long, not like maybe 1:20 with an intro and outro, but you'll be noticing that my verses are typically around 60 seconds because I'm adapting to a new kind of algorithm. I'm trying to make my songs instantly digestible.
Do you think... sorry, I'm drinking.
Vodka.
Do you think this has to do with anyone's like attention span when it comes to their phones or social media?
It's everything to do with attention span, dude. I'm trying to listen to... So I'm trying to listen to my favorite podcast, and if their intro is boring, I'm like, fuck this podcast. I'm like, I love this podcast, but I'll skip it. So that's why I'm like, yo, I wanna make sure that if I'm putting something out there, I'm fucking getting straight to the point, dude. Like, if you don't like this, you're already gonna skip it. But if you do like it, here's a quick 60 seconds, and if you click this link, here's some more 60 seconds, And then this is how I'm gonna be able to...
What you got right here? What's this, Justin?
That is a study that was done saying that the average attention span nowadays lasts 8 seconds.
Holy shit.
See, maybe I might do 10-second songs, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it just goes to show, like, this is how I approach writing. I forget where I heard it from. It's someone way smarter than me, but when I first started to make bars and actually write and not just freestyle, they always told me that if you don't catch someone's attention in the first 5 seconds,
Well, apparently, because
they're
after
not gonna
8 seconds, it's gone.
yeah, they're not gonna care what your 30 seconds or your minute is. So my first bar, I usually make a good one. You know, like
That's very true about
if
your
you
music.
if you like my first intro, you're gonna like the rest of this, you know. So like my new song right now, it's anticipating the new Godzilla versus Kong movie that's coming out. It says I'm the antithesis of this Earth's Godzilla. So people are like, okay, I'm interested.
Okay.
What the fuck is
I
what
like
is
that.
about to go down right now? So I'm just using, like you mentioned, if live shows don't come out, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna be doing live shows from my closet for TikTok. Like I'm ready to just start getting my stuff out there. And if we are going 3 months, 4 months apart from live sets in front of real people, I'm gonna start doing, you know, what I can and just practicing. So that way, dude, when you see me on stage, dude, I'm gonna be sharper than most people. Because a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it until recently, I've just been sitting around, man. But I'm fucking ready. I'm hungry. I'm ready to get right back out there. And again, if I can't, you gonna catch me. You're gonna still see me doing something. If anything, practicing these fucking 60-second bars, because I think that's something that you should be looking out for. Is quick. People getting in and out, because even myself, I'm like, I listen to some of my songs, I'm like, oh shit, there's a second verse in this. All right, cool. But I would love 3 more songs of just 1 minute verses compared to another bar sometimes. But again, that's just me. I have a short attention span. So I'm kind of keeping that in mind with some of these new projects.
Well, if the average attention span is 8 seconds, I could easily make full porno. Easily.
Full penetration.
To completion.
Full penetration.
To completion, bro. Easily. I'm starting to
Oh my
rethink
God.
like my performing market, because
Your whole
Wow.
life has changed, yeah.
dude, absolutely. Let me ask you this, because you are
Riddle me this, Batman.
riddle me this. You are all these things: a streamer, a content creator, a podcaster, a musician, a performer. How do you find all of this time to be a dad? That's very impressive.
Well, first of all, there's bars to the dad, you know, label. So my son, he lives in Tucson for the most part. Due to COVID, you know, the plus side, you know, for me, silver lining is because there's school from home, I can keep him not just on the weekend, because where I live, I can't get him to school if he's not home in Tucson by the end of the weekend. And when I would work a normal 9 to 5, I would have to make sure as soon as I get out of work Friday, get to Tucson, come back, sleep, hang out Saturday, drive back to Tucson Sunday. Now he can stay. Like, he's been with me for almost 3 weeks now. And during this time, it's very like apparent how difficult it is to balance being creative as well as being a father. And I would say, like, you know, a father I'm as attentive as I can be. You know, I'm working from home, so there's so much that I can do. Like, we're working from home and he's schooling from home, but it's not like I'm able to watch him do school while I'm working. I have to do my work.
Quite the challenge.
So that's difficult in itself. And then I have a lot of help from my girlfriend. She does a lot more simply just due to her line of work. Like, it's not as like direct, like on the phones the entire time. So that in itself, like, it's like a handicap of a handicap of a handicap. But when I am full dad mode, cooking and shit, it just makes me more appreciative when I'm not with him. I just get, I get these times, but now I'm like, all right, it's time to get to work. You know, like, if I'm not making, because, like, dude, my son, to be honest, this fucking dude spoiled as shit. Like, I'm making him, I'm making him egg whites with fucking bacon, like perfectly cooked bacon, just like English muffins with butter and jam, and I'm making sure that his egg whites are seasoned, salted, all this great. I'm making him homemade hash browns and shit every morning. And so
Shows dad is
when-
bored too.
Yeah. So when I'm doing all these things on top of working, on top of making sure his schoolwork's being done, and then if he's not disciplining and all that stuff, when he's not with me directly, I'm just trying my best to, all right, if I'm playing a game, I'm going to record it. If I'm going to write music, I'm going to put it on a Google Doc and save the beats that I'm using. I'm just trying to make sure that because I have this time away, I got to utilize as much of it as possible, because I'm totally happy just doing, see, now you lowered it too much. I'm totally happy just doing straight dad mode. And even then, like, I'll put Bluetooth headphones in, and like if it's my day off and he has to do, schoolwork and shit, Jesus Christ, dude. It's easy for me to just like put headphones in, one ear out, one ear in, and write while he's doing schoolwork shit. Like some of the funniest moments, dude, are he's like reading a book, right, for school, and he's like, hey, you know what? Like the kings, they're not really nice to the peasants, but the gods, they're not nice to the kings. And I'm just like, yo, I'm a fucking king.
Yeah.
Killing these peasants. Like I'm writing all this crazy shit. And then he'll be watching, like Teen Titans Go or some super kid show.
Right.
And I'm just like, yo, I'm a shadow in the night, and I'll murder you. Like I'm just talking about all this crazy shit. Cause especially with the anime references, I'll be going in, and he's just watching some fucking super kid friendly stuff. So it's easy to balance it when you have a lot of help. But when I don't, that makes me even more appreciative when I do have the help. And then when he's not with me, I'm just like, dude, I got this podcast right now. I was writing on the way up here, practicing on the way beforehand. I'm gonna go play D&D, and then afterwards I'm gonna go edit some video game stuff. Like I'm just trying to stay as busy as possible, so that way I can nullify any doubt of like I'm not working and being lazy when I'm not with my son.
Absolutely, utilizing your time to its full advantage. Sometimes I find out when I'm not busy, I get in trouble. You know what I mean? I get myself
I
in
get
trouble
fat,
for true.
dude.
Oh damn.
I'm a fucking heavy like stress eater, and I'm stressed all the time. Like I'm like that fucking scene from the Avengers. Like that's my secret, Cap. I'm always stressing. That's my name. Stress the fuck out. So if I'm not busy, dude, I'll be eating tamales and carne asada fries. If you see carne asada fries like 3 stacked up, you should get worried. You're like, what's happening, dude? That's a lot of carne asada. You just chill the fuck out.
Before we start wrapping things up, you're a man of many talents, and you're on a lot of different platforms and do a lot of different things. To anyone maybe trying to strive in any of the arts or performing that you are a part of, whether it be streaming video games, making music, writing, learning an instrument, anything that you do, especially making video content too. You're extremely talented at that. Is there anything you could say to somebody out there that's trying to do what you do with helping them be, you don't want them to be discouraged in a time like this? Is there anything that you could say to help them go on or strive or keep going? Is there some, I know how easy it is to fall into a rut being creative, and especially when you're trying to make something and maybe your vision is always coming together. And then when you have something like the pandemic, putting you so many steps back and limiting you from an audience you maybe want to reach, what do you have to say to those obstacles? And maybe that's someone that's looking at those obstacles.
So right now, especially someone who's like, I feel like I'm barely like, I'm like, oh yeah, work. Oh shit, no venues are open. I'm like, oh damn, writer's block. I'm literally like trying to navigate through this as well. Organization is the biggest tool that you will ever have. From organizing your dates of shows to the next project you're working on. If you don't have a deadline, you should make one. I work under under stress. Like if I have pressure, like I have a show on the 20th. I'm like, fuck, I've got 25 days until I start calculating. Okay, each day if I practice 2 hours, I can do this. I start to compartmentalize what my day will consist of now to get to that date. So
Do you
if
do that aside from things too? I mean, aside from performing, because performing is so rare right now. But like,
Yeah.
like, do you do this when it comes to your writing? Do you do this when it comes to trying to
No.
make content?
I used to do it when it came to content when I was not working, during the COVID, during the COVID, still COVID. When I wasn't working and I had so much time, I had to go, okay, I wake up, I start off by editing. Like I need to wake up, edit a little, then I'll play some games, then I'll go back to edit. But during the times I'm gaming, I'm recording. So like my biggest thing is if you're not doing something productive, make it productive. So like if I'm eating, if I know I'm going to be cooking dinner and I have a show coming up or I have a song that I want to write, like I'm a little kind of booked on my Team 7 and Guyver shit. So I have these songs I'm practicing. One I'm doing live, the other I'm recording for one takes. I'm like, okay, I don't want to really add another one of these songs yet till one of these gets done. Let me record one of these or do the show first. Then I'll start adding stuff on. But so while I'm practicing for this show, I'll put the beat on while I'm cooking, and now I'm rapping while I'm cooking. If I'm trying to edit a podcast, I'll put another podcast on while I'm editing when I don't need audio cues. You know what I'm saying? Like utilize times that you're just kind of just sitting there and do something with it. Especially a lot of people when it comes to video games, like if you don't have any aspirations to stream, live record, you just like to play video games, but you're playing too much of it. What I would do when I was playing Call of Duty multiplayer is anytime I would die over 3 times, I'd have to do push-ups, or I would have to.
That's extremely productive.
Like, I'd have to drink a cup of water. You know what I'm saying? Like, make a goal, make a deadline, make something that you can actually put numbers to. So if you watch a lot of TV, every commercial break, do this.
There's always a sense of accomplishment too when you do something like that. You know what I mean? You die 3 times, bust out 10 push-ups. You at least fucking knew you busted out 10 push-ups.
And now you're not gonna get banned for rage quitting. Like
That's true.
there's a lot of aspects that come from it. But again, I'm struggling with it as well, and it's something I still practice. It's like being a Jedi, man. It's all about practice.
It's like being a Jedi, man.
No one's perfect.
Guyver, where can we find you, buddy?
Find me everywhere at TH3 Guycast, GUYCAST, TH3. That's going to be for all social media, video games, anything that has an @ in front of it. That's going to be where you can find me. And then all my music is on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, GUYV3R. And my collective, you can find them at Team 7, T3AM, number 7 at, SoundCloud. All the rest of the stuff.
Awesome. Guyver, thank you so much for making it out, buddy. It really means a lot for coming out for episode 2. You and I have some plans for the future, maybe doing little projects, maybe a little podcast, wink, wink.
Hey.
So, we'll start planning
man. Thanks
really
for
fun
having
things
me,
out to do in the future. I love you, buddy. Thank
Love
you
you
for
too,
everything. Thank you guys for coming. We will see you guys in the next episode. We are The Rundown with Silva. Give it for my man Guyver, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the rundown.